Is the Real Talk Real Shit podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I want to say thank you to everybody who's new to the channel. I want to say thank you to everybody who's fighting a good fight. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's a truth teller, who's keeping it real out here, man. Because not many of us. So let's get to this intro. We're going to talk about this Jeffrey Epstein interview. And we're going to talk about some Jeffrey Epstein files and some things like that. So let's get to it, man. Y'all not going to want to miss this one. I hope y'all stick around. Let's go. All right, and this song right here is called Change the World. It's one of my songs I made probably about 15 years ago, man. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Rice Krispies treats.
Chewy.
Crispy.
What's good, man, dog?
Excuse me, Anna.
What's good, man, dog?
Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Some don't know the effects they have on others when everything that we do affects our younger brothers and sisters. To me, it seems that the facts have missed us. Who would be there to reach down to hug and kiss us? Frankly, the current state that we're in needs to be discussed. Self-respect is a must. We need to tone down the lust, avoiding the fact that it provides a pleasant rush. But who in this world can you trust? The answer to that is yourself. Don't take what that man says off the bat. Pick that book up off the shelf. That don't mean not to trust. That means to take what he said, think about it, and then come back and discuss. Let's change the world. 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 Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Change up the world for the boys and the girls, because if we don't change it up, we ain't gonna make it in this world. We need to focus on the present and think less about the past, cause if we keep it up like this, then that's gonna be our fucking man. You gotta know just where you're coming from to get where you're going, so get on your search for knowledge, cause there's power in knowing. We need to pick up more books and read them cover to cover, and after you get the information, pass it to your brother. Spread it to the whole world. If you know it ain't clear, you'll be surprised the difference in this world that one man can make. It's good and bad in everybody, but you gotta balance it out. And if we all found that, we change the world, no doubt. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world.
What's good, y'all? What's good, man? It's your big homie, Big Betty, man, and this is the Real Talk Real Shit podcast, man. I am the host. I appreciate everybody for tapping in and tuning in, man. Let's get it. Thank y'all so much for tapping in and tuning in, man. And on tonight, I got a very, very, very special episode, but it really ain't nothing special I'm talking about, because I'm not talking about nothing special. I'm talking about this bull crap, this Jeffrey Epstein bull crap. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been doing my due diligence on this Jeffrey Epstein situation, and it's not what people think it is, and it's not what people perceive it. So today I'm gonna be reviewing. I got some videos I want to show y'all, but then I want to start reviewing because it's a 2-hour interview that they released of Jeffrey Epstein's. And this 2-hour interview, he said a lot of stuff on it. I haven't watched the whole 2 hours yet, but I'm going to go back and review some of what I watched, and we're going to go through this shit together, and we're going to talk about it because it's absolutely pivotal what he's saying, and it's going to paint a different picture. So, to be honest with y'all, after listening to this Jeffrey Epstein interview, it changed my perception on the situation. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get to it. So first off, I want to talk about, let me show y'all some videos I have because I want to talk about some shit. But so Donald Trump, they just released about 6 million files of the Epstein files today or yesterday. I forget which one, yesterday or today. I don't know. I think it was yesterday. They released 6 million more files. And when they released these files, they're saying it's in the files that Donald Trump, he's all in the files. And the crazy thing about it is, first off, Donald Trump is the president of America. Of the United States of America. Second off, Trump isn't the only president that was listed in here. They got Bill Clinton. They got a lot of people listed. And the thing what we got to understand is, I'm not going to get on here and try to totally paint no narrative. I'm going to show you what I see, and we're going to talk about this objectively and not biased, because I'm starting to see the media has tried to portray Jeffrey Epstein as the big bad wolf. And Jeffrey Epstein, even though if he did what they said he did, and I'm not saying he didn't do it, because I'm not trying to side with Jeffrey Epstein, but if Jeffrey Epstein did what they said he did, well, let me say this. Jeffrey Epstein isn't the only one who's allegedly did what they said he did. So let's go. I want y'all to see these videos. This is very, very serious. And first off, I want to say I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm not anti-Jewish. I'm not anti-American. I'm not anti-presidential. But I am anti-bullshit. I am anti-bullshit, and my bullshit meter is going off. So I want y'all to see something. Let's start with Donald Trump first. Let's start with this video with Donald Trump, and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna see what the president has to say about the Epstein files and all that. Let's go.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight, this guy. He's a terrible, I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that, because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election. So Epstein was conspiring with a writer for me to lose the election. So right there, that I had nothing to do with this guy. But yeah, it's a terrible thing. The amount of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was alive.
Hold on. Donald Trump just said, if you didn't hear it, I hope y'all heard it. This nigga just said the reason why we should know that he had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein is because some book writer, he said the reason why we should know that he had nothing to do with Epstein is because some book writer came out and was conspiring against him with Jeffrey Epstein to make a book against Donald Trump to just somehow stop Donald Trump from running. Let me say this. Let me say this. That's bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that. My bullshit sensor's going off. Bullshit. And the reason why I say it's bullshit is because Jeffrey Epstein is a Jewish man, right? His name is Epstein, right? Donald Trump is one of the biggest supporters of the Jewish people on this planet, right? Donald Trump is one of the biggest, largest supporters of the Jewish people on this planet. So why would Donald Trump, who's a big supporter of the Jewish community, come out against or say anything bad against a Jewish man? Because as far as I know, in that community, nobody can do anything wrong. Nigga got them going so far, they did bailouts for each other. We're gonna get to it. Stick with me. Stick with me. Stick with me. We're gonna get to this, and we're gonna break down. I got footage to break down, and I gotta show y'all. We're gonna watch the Jeffrey Epstein interview. Not the whole thing, maybe not today, because it's 2 hours. But we're gonna watch the Jeffrey Epstein interview, and I want y'all to hear how this man speaks. I want you to hear his position in the world, and I want y'all to hear the power and the pull that this man had. And I'm not caping for Jeffrey Epstein. I want y'all to understand his position so we can make better decisions upon things that are being told and portrayed to us in the media. Let's get to it, man. Because they like to say Diddy's a this and that and this and that. But Jeffrey Epstein is the biggest Diddy. So we got all these people talking shit about Diddy, but nobody ain't talking about Epstein. Come on now. Come on now. And I'm not trying to make this a black or white thing, because it's not. Because if you're a pedophile or anything against children, you deserve the full punishment of the law. You deserve the full punishment of the law violating children. Believe me, I hate a pedophile more than anybody on the planet. I hate a pedophile. So let's keep going. Let's let this shit keep going, bro. Y'all stick with me, man. Y'all stick with me. Watch this.
Like 10 years ago, nobody cared about it. But they're only doing it. But now it's really hitting back on them because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it. And the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. So I think you're probably going to see a little pullback from them. But think of it. They were working together to try and help me lose the election. But this is the Oval Office, so I guess that didn't work out too well. Okay,
So that was the president bragging. Now, listen, I'm not against Donald Trump, but if he had something to do with violating children, I'm totally against him. Listen to me. I'm not an anti-Trumper, but if this man had anything to do with the violation of children, his ass is on the chopping block in my eyes. I'm not a man who sides with criminals. I'm not a man who sides with predators, and I'm not a man who sides with people who violate families and children, because I'm gonna tell you something. The worst thing in this world you could do is violate the sanctity and the innocence of a child. That's the worst thing you can do on this planet. And for people who have an affinity or have a taste for violation of children, y'all deserve worse than jail. You deserve to be under the jail, 6 feet under the ground. And that's my opinion. Y'all, you feel how you feel, but that's my opinion. If a nigga tried and acquitted if a nigga is accused of pedophilia, if somebody point the finger of a pedophile, bro, Big Daddy has no respect for him. Big Daddy will, if I was in prison and a nigga brought a pedophile in, I'm going anti-pedophile his ass. I'm going to give him anti-pedophile treatment because I am a single father of 3 wonderful children. Nobody helps me with my children. I will die before anybody violates my children. I will die before anybody violates my children and gets away with it. So for this Epstein shit, it means a lot to me because I'm a father, a single father of 3 children, raising them by myself. I'm a homeschool teacher because I know this world ain't shit. I do what I do because I know the world we living in. So I have no respect for Jeffrey Epstein, Joe Biden, a John Podesta. I have no respect for these motherfuckers. And if Donald Trump is if his name keeps swirling around, I'm gonna lose all respect for him too. I don't care about no political view. I don't care about none of that because I'm not a man who needs a daddy anyway. I have a father in this world and I don't need him to dictate how I live my life. So I don't need a president to dictate how I live my life at all. So I'm not a man who wants to who needs another man to direct him in the way I need to go. I'm not a man who's like that anyway. I'm intellectual and all that, so I don't even need a president to tell me how to conduct my life. So I'm not even a nigga who thinks the president is as important as he is. My speeches, what I do, in my opinion, and in some of y'all's opinions, what I do on this internet is way more impactful and way more impactful than what the president does. Any president does. The speeches that I give us on this podcast over the years have been I've given some more life-changing speeches that you could change your life with way more than the president could. So my voice is way more impactful than the president of the United States, way more powerful. So I don't look up to presidents and leaders and actors. I don't look up to that shit. I never have, never will. So let's go. Let me play this. Man, you're a veteran. I'll say this. I don't hate Trump, but I feel they do need a veteran. Let me say this. I'm not a Trump hater either, but if this nigga's a pedophile, or if his name keeps swirling around pedophiles, I'm gonna turn into a Trump hater. I'm not gonna play with y'all. See, what you need to understand is Big Daddy is a fighter for righteousness. I'm a soldier for God. I don't care. If you wrong, you wrong. So let's go to the next video, man. So he talked about the dude writing a book against him. I'm gonna show you what the dude said now. No, Trump ain't doing shit for America. Shut your ass up. Trump ain't doing shit for America. Y'all better wake up. Inflation's still fucking inflating. The world's still fucking fucked up. We as Americans still don't have no power. Like, shut up, man. You sound dumb as hell, man. Right now, the economy's so tight, people are fucked up, man. Niggas living check to check. Motherfuckers breaking their neck. Motherfuckers can't survive food. Can't afford food. So I don't know what y'all talking about with this dumbass Donald Trump's doing good. He ain't doing no better than no president before him. And I'm not an anti-Trumper. This man ain't did no better than no president before him. He's doing the same shit that all of them do. Lying in his pockets and kissing Jewish ass. This nigga is lying in his pockets and kissing ass. Nigga, what the hell you talking about? Gas is cheap. He just robbed a president for that gas. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Your president, Donald Trump, just robbed a president for his gas. And on top of him robbing him, he kidnapped trial. We ain't heard nothing. We ain't seen Maduro since this nigga stole him and kidnapped him. People are so dumb. It ain't the drugs that's the problem. The problem is America, people like Donald Trump, They don't want fentanyl in America. Them niggas fuck with cocaine. They don't want fentanyl in America. There was cocaine found in the White House. Or do you not remember? Are y'all slow or are you slow? They just found cocaine in the White House when Joe Biden was the president. So our government likes cocaine. We like, hey man, anybody got bunk? Nigga, we in our country snorts cocaine. We don't want fentanyl. Fentanyl. We need to get rid of all the fentanyl. We don't want fentanyl here. You know why? Because fentanyl kills people. Cocaine thrills people. Fentanyl kills them, but cocaine thrills them. Nigga, y'all better wake up. He told Colombia, I got footage. Let me see if I can find it. I got footage of Donald Trump telling Colombia that, hold on, let me see. I got the video. I just don't know where it's at. It's gonna take me a minute to find it, but we're gonna talk about it. January 22nd. I don't even know what date it is. That's crazy, man. No, I can't find that video. It's too many deep. It's too deep. So I got a video of Donald Trump saying, Colombia, you know you're selling coke, bringing coke in our country. That's okay. We're okay with that. But Maduro and your fentanyl, look, America gave Maduro the chance to go sell fentanyl in Iceland. He said, hey man, you can go to Iceland and do what you're doing, bro, but you got to you can't do that shit over here in America. This is what Donald Trump, our fucking president, gave Nicolas Maduro the opportunity to go to Iceland and trap. He's like, hey bro, you can go to Iceland and do that shit, but you can't do that fentanyl shit here in America. And Maduro didn't listen. He sent another shipment of that fent. And Trump started blowing his stupid ass up, blowing his boats and all that. Blowing his boats up and all that. Boom, 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 boom. That was about drug trade stop. And y'all talking about, they don't want drugs in our country. Man, shut your stupid ass up. They don't want drugs in our country. Our country runs off drugs. Our country runs off drugs. When you go to the doctor, they're gonna prescribe you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different drugs. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? Let's go. Let's keep these videos going. Boy, y'all ain't ready. Let's go. Y'all ain't ready. Let's do the video of the book writer. Let's go.
I woke up this morning and found that last night Donald Trump had threatened to sue me again. I think this is the third or possibly fourth time the President of the United States has threatened to sue me. Apparently, he was asked about his reaction to the 3 million pages of Epstein files that had been released. And his response was that, well, he was going to sue Wolf, a writer, because I had conspired with Epstein to frame him, I think was his point. And yes, I tried to encourage Jeffrey Epstein in any way I knew how to come forward with what he knew about Donald Trump. And actually, Epstein has started to do that. In my book, Siege, Epstein talks about his breakup with Donald Trump over a piece of real estate in Palm Beach. Now, 3 weeks after that book was published, Epstein was arrested by Donald Trump's Justice Department. As you may also know, Melania Trump threatened to sue me because I said she was part of Epstein's social circle, which we can see in these latest emails that have been released. But the effect of her threatening to sue me was that I turned around and sued her for trying to intimidate me. This lawsuit gives me the power to subpoena Mrs. Trump, Mr. Trump, and all their friends to talk about the Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And by the by, I raised $800,000 in a GoFundMe campaign to fund this
Somebody close my door.
lawsuit. So bring it on. I believe that if the American public knew the real nature of Donald
Somebody
Trump's
close my- thank
long
you.
relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, they would turn away in horror and revulsion. So sue me. Let's sue each other. I have nothing to hide, but Mr. President, you surely do.
So that was the dude who Donald Trump was just talking about. He said there's a dude trying to write a book and got Jeffrey Epstein conspiring to come out against him to stop him from becoming the president. That's what Donald Trump's talking about right now, right? So as he's doing this, as he's talking about this, the dude said, "No, nigga, I got the Jeffrey Epstein interview and I wrote it down and this and that with the whoop, and he said you did this and did this and did, and he was about to come out and say he did this and this." So I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm not gonna get too much involved in this or this and that because I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. I'm not the court system. I'm not the judicial system, but I am a bullshit detector man, and I'm detecting a lot of bullshit. And Trump is I'm starting to detect bullshit from Trump too. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's keep going. Let's go to this Jeffrey Epstein interview now. Let's listen to this Jeffrey Epstein interview, because this is the buzz of the internet right now. For those who don't know, I'm about to show you. And salute to DJ Vlad TV for posting this. Salute to bro for posting this, because this is just crazy. So I'm gonna show y'all how much power and influence that Jeffrey Epstein has. Watch this shit.
Let's give some basics or some things I want to do inquiry for the others. Walk me through the Santa Fe Institute. What was it about the time of the math? And this was in the late 90s. So they're not going to hear me on this part, right? We're going to do it both ways?
It will not be on the video, but we do have you recorded.
Fine. Remember, when you're answering on these questions, I'm not in the shot, and they're never going to hear my voice. So a little bit you got to repeat in your answer, you got to repeat what my question was.
Oh,
A little bit.
okay.
Santa Fe Institute. Why, when you're at the top of your game on Wall Street, do you decide to finance, which was at the time, or endow, or become the donor or sponsor, however you want to say it, for what was considered the most cutting-edge group of mathematicians in the world? Action.
So Santa Fe Institute in the late 80s, early 90s, I was interested, I was on the board of Rockefeller. So that starts, Rockefeller University, formed by John D. Rockefeller to sort of give back to the community, east side of Manhattan, except it was old. It was sort of old-fashioned. They were talking about medicine, and medicine by itself was, again, subject to the ideas of science. They were trying to use science to find cures for disease. And I said, no, we need to do something.
Hold on. Let me say this. The files ain't watered down, because the files are egregious and sick and twisted. What's watered down is they're bombarding you with so much shit. They know humans are dumbed down to the point where the average citizen's not even going to read this shit. The average citizen's not going to read 3 million files, and they know this, so they'll dump 3 million files secretly on the internet, where whoever is going to read them, only the patriots and only the real thinkers and the real Americans are going to read it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not defending Jeffrey Epstein, so shut up. You got to understand, and I'm going to show y'all something about this Epstein guy. Listen, let me show you. Let me show you. Let's go.
Different. We need to start interdisciplinary work. In most,
How did a schmuck like you get on the board of Rockefeller? What year was that?
I don't remember, like, I think 89 or 91.
So that's one of the most prestigious research places in the world, correct?
Yes.
Okay, how did a guy like you get on the board of a blue blood, internationally known, hard research, Nobel Prize winners all over the place? How do they pick a guy like you, a trader from, or basically some guy from Bear Stearns?
Good question. So I was asked to be on the board of Rockefeller, and I think it was, I was on the board of Rockefeller, there was a money manager who said, Rockefeller needs someone with...
Hold on. So right there, let me pause that real quick. He said he was chosen to be a part of the Rockefellers. He was around the Rockefeller, and he was chosen to be a part of Rockefeller. If you don't know what Rockefellers are, they're the movers and some of the biggest movers and shakers in the world. They're some of the people who try to control the world and try to have their hands on everything. You know what I'm saying? So he was hand selected by the movers and shakers of the world. So I'm showing you something. His last name is Epstein. So first off, he's a Jew, and Jewish people look out for their own, and which I respect. Salute to the people for looking out for each other, because you're supposed to look out for your own. Everybody looks out for their own people, but us broken Americans who say, fuck that nigga, he's black. Fuck that nigga, he's white, he's this, he's gay, he's this, he's straight. We got all this division going on, but the Jewish stick together, the Spanish stick together, the Hindus stick together, the Indians stick together, and they flourish because they stick together. You know what I'm saying? We in America are so broken and divided that we don't unify. The reason we don't flourish in America is because we don't unify. We don't flourish in America. We don't unify. We're not sharecropping anymore. We're not passing things on and passing knowledge down anymore. We're not doing apprenticeships like that anymore. You got a bunch of selfish people gatekeeping industries. And that's how the world is. You got gatekeepers in rap, gatekeepers in rock, gatekeepers in the entertainment world, gatekeepers in the food world. It's just a bunch of gatekeepers controlling who comes in. But that's the world we live in. So let's go. Let me keep playing this, because we think we know Jeffrey Epstein. We've heard the egregious stuff. They said all this, he did this to the kids and this and that, which if he did, and I'm not saying he didn't, I say fuck him. But what I see is deeper. What I see is very deeper. So let's go. Let's go. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Y'all comment down below. Let me know how y'all think about this shit, man. We gotta talk about this interview, man. Let's go. So he's handpicked by the Rockefellers. Let's go.
With financial expertise, because the university is growing and there's lots of new things. You have to, again, we go back to the original discussion the last time. Up until the mid-'80s, or sort of early mid-'70s, the most important thing was your name. If you were Rockefeller, you already were considered to be brilliant. If you were head of General Motors, it was your reputation. It was who you knew, who your family was, what was your character. And then in the mid-'70s, basically, if you remember, you probably had a calculator. It was very advanced in those days to have a Texas Instrument calculator, where it could, by putting in the numbers, it would multiply for you, do square roots. And that was the first thing. Everyone who had a calculator was already advanced on Wall Street. A simple almost like your account. The most important parts of business were really now going to calculations. So it's not only mathematics, but it's things that could be calculated. Reputation couldn't be calculated. I could give you, are you a 10 on a reputation scale, an 8? What does it mean to have a measurement of your reputation? We'll get to that later. But places like Rockefeller needed someone to say, look, we're entering a different world where numbers and the numbers of companies, portfolio management was going to be balanced. It was going to be statistical.
Hey,
Jeffrey, could you come up?
Hold on. Sassy, you're right. Exactly, Sassy. Look, if he's dead, where's his grave? If he's dead, he didn't even have a burial. I'm not gonna say nothing else. This nigga didn't have a burial, and he didn't have a grave. A grave. He don't have a grave, and he didn't have a burial. Just like Jesus Christ, this nigga ain't dead. Just like the fake Jesus Christ story, this nigga is the same goddamn way. This is crazy, man. The reason why America is losing its power, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I feel like the reason why America is losing its power right now is because they lied to us about too many things. Just like regular mundane shit they just be lying about. Just be lying. Like, damn, nigga, you gotta lie about everything, my nigga. Everything? Everything, my nigga. So let's keep it going, bro. Oh, that Jesus is very. Listen, we ain't gonna talk fake religion, but you have the right to waste your life if you want to. I ain't mad at nobody. I swear to God, I don't care what you do with your life. I actually do care, but there's nothing I could do about it. But no, you listen. Let's go. Do all the man, y'all.
Portfolio management was going to be balanced. It was going to be statistical. Jeffrey, could you come on the board? Potentially sit on the finance committee. Nancy Kissinger and a bunch of other people. And David Rockefeller and I got along very well. He was this unbelievable human being. Respectful to everyone. He introduced his driver as his colleague.
Hold on. Let me say something. Somebody said, I never watch the news and I could care less about the entertainment industry. I get through life just fine, right? Okay. That sounds good, right? But to be misinformed and to be misinformed of the world you're living in is not a good thing. Because, okay, boom, I don't worship celebrities. I don't look at celebrities like they're gods or anything like that. I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that. But I'm still aware of everybody and what everybody's doing. See, in this world, everybody's a player in the world. You can choose to be idle. You can choose to be an NPC. Well, no, you don't choose to be an NPC. Everybody's not regular, bro. Everybody's not regular, bro. Some people's life, like my life. Let me speak for myself. I know the importance of if you do something impactful with your life. I know the importance of that. So you could choose to be ill-informed, and you could choose to be normal and wake up, eat, sleep, and shit, and go to sleep, eat, sleep, work, shit, go to sleep, eat, sleep, work, get shit, and then you get some pussy every now and again, you're comfortable with that, play a video game every now and again, you're comfortable with that. If that's the life you want to live, I'm no problem with you. Keep doing you. But the fool's tearing you up. See, in the Bible, it said, see, all y'all talk that Bible shit, but in the Bible, it said, my people perish due to a lack of knowledge. So the problem, like they even warned you in the Bible, is the problem with the people is they're ill-informed. So you should never want to be ill-informed. You should want to be over-informed or informed. I'm gonna tell y'all something. With these phones right here, thank you, April. Thank you, April, for tuning in. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Hit that subscribe button. Look, with these devices right here, you have the eye into the whole world. You got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. You got the whole world in your hands with these. The whole world. So guess what? If you use this right, you could learn with this. If you use this right, you could do business with this. If you use this right, you can do anything with this. But y'all choose to laugh with this. You choose to jack off with this. You choose to play video games with this. You choose to do pointless bullshit with this. When this is what changed the world in my opinion, this is what changed the world for the worse. This is one of the worst things that happened to the world. Because when I was younger, we didn't have these. And we was outside playing with each other, outside riding bikes, outside playing tag, talking to the girls. We had a real internet of connection. We had friends where we interneted outside in the real world. We'd be like, hey bro, tomorrow morning when we wake up, everybody come to Bede's house. And in the morning, 10 of my homeboys is at my house. And we go outside all day and we play basketball. We go get girls. We go buy snacks. We eat together. We drink sodas together. We chilling together, playing, being friends together, riding bikes from neighborhood to neighborhood, going and fighting dudes from the other neighborhoods, squadding up like it was a real life. Going over to the other neighborhoods, which was like another village. You get on your bike and ride your bike as far as your legs could take you. Sometimes I would get on my bike and ride it, and I would panic. You ever rode your bike so far that you don't know where you at no more when you was a kid? See, I don't know if y'all had a taste of freedom, but see, when I was a kid, you were only limited what your legs could take you. Outside was the outer net. I like that. The real outer net, the real connection of friends, the real bonding of people. You feel me? But now, they got us so jacked up now. Hold on, let me take a sip. I'm not promoting, but there's some good stuff. That fruit water, sparkling fruit water, oh man. This one's passion fruit, orange, and guava. Man, no sugar, just straight fruit juice, but in carbonated water, mostly carbonated water with a splash of fruit juice. So good. But yeah, I remember going, let's get back to Epstein, man. Let's go, man. It's your big homie. Thank y'all for tuning in too, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button for me. And most of all, hit the hype button on some of my old videos. Hype my channel up, man. You know what I'm saying? You like the strawberry one? Facts. I just tried the Island Punch. That Island Punch is good. I'm not gonna lie. Look. Not gonna lie. Sparkling water with real fruit, no sugars. Look, no added sugars. Just straight, you feel me? Look. Water, guava puree, passion fruit juice, orange juice, citric acid. Boom. You know what I'm saying? paint is cool. Thank you so much. That's the that little tower, that bridge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the mango one is good. I like the mango one too. I like that mango one. All right, so let's get to this, man. Epstein shit, man. Cause I'm gonna do parts, more parts.
Respectful to everyone. He introduced his driver as his colleague, not his driver. He would never say, "This is my driver." He said, "It's my colleague." And David started to explain to me world politics. So David would say, "Jeffrey, money is going to be sort of the most
Nice.
important things. People don't understand money. You seem to have this knack for money." I said to David, "Tell me about your life. What was the worst and the best part of your life?" So David said, "When I grew up, everyone knew I was a Rockefeller. They didn't know that my father told me he would not leave me a dime, no money. But every time we went out to eat, me and my 5 friends in school, they would leave me the bill. They would expect me to pick up the check because I was a Rockefeller." And he said, "I was chairman of Chase Bank." And he said, "I remember like it was yesterday, one of the headlines in Time magazine said, 'David, please fire yourself.'" So he thought that there was a world that existed that would be a combination of both politics and business and leadership. What do I mean? He formed something called the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is some spooky stuff. People said it was the Illuminati, there's some mystery about it, people that ran the world. It was politicians, but David said most countries, the politicians get elected for 4 years or 8 years, separate from the royal families in England or in the Middle East. Someone's there for 4 years and then they're not there anymore. The most important people to have stability and consistency would be businessmen. So he formed this Trilateral Commission of businessmen.
So hold on. Let me break down what he just said. No, listen. This nigga's a money genius. Listen. He's a money nigga. This the money nigga. The Rockefellers brought him in to help them control the money. Because he got a good, like you said, the dude, David Rockefeller said he has a knack for money. So they brought him in to the family to goddamn help them run the money of the world. Look. Let me go back what he said.
The politicians get elected for 4 years or 8 years, separate from the royal families in England or in the Middle East. Someone's there for 4 years and then they're not there anymore. The most important people to have stability and consistency would be businessmen. So he formed this Trilateral Commission of businessmen and politicians from 3 major continents. So it was the North Americans, the Europeans, and the Asians. So he said to me, "Would you like to be on the Trilateral Commission?" Now, I was 30 years old, 32 years old. I said, "Great." And he said, "Well, you have to fill out this application so they have your bio." And I looked at the list of people, and it was Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, Paul Volcker, every great leader in America, the Asians, the Japanese, and with a very long description of their history. And they asked me to fill in what I would like to have written. And I wrote Jeffrey Epstein, comma, just a good kid, which I thought was funny, nobody else did. So answer to your question, at that time I recognized around the world that monies and currencies were not really well understood. But again, it was only numbers. So numbers, and I'll get to the fact that it was bad thinking. Numbers are very good.
Are most people that you meet, even on the Trilateral Commission, when you meet most people, do you find most leaders financially illiterate, economically illiterate?
Most political leaders don't come out of a background of finance. Most political leaders come out of a background of being popular. So in some of the countries, in some of the African countries, for example, they might have been a military person. They were a general.
Yeah.
In some of the African countries, they might have been a disc jockey.
Yeah.
Or in our country, they would have been an actor.
Yeah.
The knowledge of money isn't, they don't have expertise, they have no degrees in finance. They really, and this is one of the major problems. Their expertise, if they have any financial knowledge, is of their own checking account or bank account and filling in their own taxes. So many world leaders who don't really have a financial underpinning make fundamental errors
No, look,
when it
let me
comes
tell
to
you
money on a
something.
country
Hold on.
or institutional level.
Hold on, let me talk about this shit since y'all want to talk. Cause look, I'm gonna tell y'all want gore, y'all want a villain, you want Epstein to be the big bad villain, and I'm gonna say this: he probably is the big bad villain. But let me tell y'all something. And I don't want to say too much. Let me talk to the hunters. When y'all go out, and what's the difference between you going out and you hunting a deer? Right? What's the difference between somebody hunting animal deers, and what's the difference between somebody hunting a human? There's hunters, there's different classes of people. There's people who aren't humans. There are people who are in human form, but they're predatory creatures in nature. They're predators in nature. See, when you deal with your animal, when you're dealing with your dog, you don't look at your dog. Well, see, some of y'all do. The problem with most people is most people have lost the sense of reality in life. Most people have lost the sense of reality in this life. People are running around thinking a predator is not supposed to prey on the weak. People are running around, and I'm not saying Jeffrey Epstein or anybody preying on children is right, because it's not. We all know this. This is not for debate. Big Bad A has nothing good for a predator, nothing. But what I'm telling you is, some of these people, like the Epsteins or his people who he might work for, they might not be real humans. They might be predatory nature people. And predatory people do predatory things. You don't tell a lion not to go grab the baby pig. The lion hunter is gonna go grab the baby pig. He's not gonna grab the mama pig. He's not gonna grab the daddy pig. He's gonna grab the baby pig because he is an apex predator. So what I'm trying to tell you is, we might, Epstein and all these people, this might just be a little bit over our payroll, over our thinking process. See, a lot of people are running around saying, oh, the kids and this and that. Yeah, nigga. I was a child. I was abused as a child. I don't like this shit. I don't agree with it. But listen, there are predators in this world. Apex predators. There are things that are more predatory than a lion. There are creatures on this planet, under the ground, wherever they live. They're more predatory than lions, more predatory than a hawk, more predatory, not a hawk, but a vulture, more predatory. So what y'all gotta understand is, this might be bigger than our thought process. So I don't like to do this or that or talk about this or that, because people are like, how could somebody do this and that? Because these might not be human. Might not be human. So the world we're living in is kind of distorted because a lot of people are not ready for the truth, nor do they try to even live in the truth. Most people are just lost, deceived. But it is what it is, man. Man, let's play a little bit more. We'll play a little bit more, and then we're going to do a part 2 on this topic again so I can, but let's go, man.
Or institutional level. Let me give you an example. If you, Mr. Bannon, if I said your assets increased last year, you'd say, that sounds pretty good. And I said, what does that mean to you? You'd say, well, I have more money. I guess I'm wealthier. I'd say yes. And if your debt increased, would you feel wealthier or poorer? You'd say, well, I don't want to have increased debt. I don't like the idea of that sound, increased debt. Now, that and world leaders understand when their assets go up, they feel better. However, institutions like banks, things that people don't really understand.
This is Jeffrey Epstein. Interview, a full 2-hour interview of Jeffrey Epstein. This is Jeffrey Epstein. The dude said, let me go back to the video where Buddy said, let's go.
Woke up this morning and found that last night Donald Trump had threatened to sue me again. I think this is the third I woke up this morning and found that last night Donald Trump had threatened to sue me again. I think this is the third or possibly fourth time the President of the United States has threatened to sue me. Apparently, he was asked about his reaction to the 3 million pages of Epstein files that had been released. And his response was that, well, he was going to sue Wolf, a writer, because I had conspired with Epstein to frame him, I think was his point. And yes, I tried to encourage Jeffrey Epstein in any way I knew how to come forward with what he knew about Donald Trump. And actually, Epstein had started to do that. In my book, Siege, Epstein talks about his breakup with Donald Trump over a piece of real estate in Palm Beach. Now, 3 weeks after that book was published, Epstein was arrested by Donald Trump's Justice Department. As you may also know,
Hold up. We're going to stop it right there. That nigga said 3 weeks after they put the book out, Epstein went to jail because the book said Donald Trump and him was fighting over some land, but Epstein bought it. Donald Trump probably mad. You know how them ballers do. I want that one. That's mine, bro. That's a good deal. We got to have that. It's crazy, man. This is crazy, man. I can't believe this, man. At the end of the day, though, let me say this. Because as this stuff's going on and we're watching this, there's absolutely nothing you could do or I could do about this whole situation. So the only thing we can do and should be doing in this situation is understanding that we have to keep ourselves clean. We have to keep our children safe. We have to raise our families and raise ourselves and stay out the way, because there are people that are predatory in nature out here. And it's always been like this. This is not nothing new. It's been going on since the biblical days. That's why I don't play around with stuff, because they've been stealing children since the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Stealing firstborn sons and all that. This is the way that they get down. This is the way we roll. You feel me? This is the way they roll, bro. Ain't nothing new under the sun. This firstborn son. They coming to take your seed, bro. This is how the game is. You know what I'm saying? So if you want your child safe, you keep them together, keep them close to you, or put them in that basket and push them up the river. Yeah, man, it's that simple, man. It's your big homie, Big Bad, man. This Epstein stuff is not what we think it is. I'm the only person online with this narrative about this because a lot of people are coming with just everything's negative, and because you think what they told you was just negative. Let me show you. This man don't even he don't give me either like I'll eat a kid vibes. He don't give me that. He don't. But I don't believe he's innocent. I don't believe he's innocent. Let's go. Real quick.
What's the secret to peak health?
Real quick. Listen to 10 more seconds of this shit real quick. Because I don't know how to perceive this man. I really don't. I don't know how to perceive Epstein.
People don't really understand our financial underpinnings of banks. When I say your bank, Mr. Bannon, you have the Bannon Bank, you doubled your assets. Sounds good, but what does it really mean? It means people owe you more money. You don't have any money, more money. What? Yeah. A bank's assets are how much it is owed by other people. That's crazy. So if the bank goes from a $2 billion of assets to $10 billion, it means people owe it an additional $8 billion, but their assets have gone up. So the terminology of assets and liabilities is different for banks. It's not natural. And what most people, and you ask questions about world leaders, there's many people, I think your old boss Mercer understood, there's a fundamental part of money which is called fractionalized banking. And fractionalized banking is something that finance people understand, and the people on the street, and when I say people on the street, that's where I was when I started on Wall Street, would find it impossible to believe. Impossible. Why? Bannon Bank, I give you $1, just one single dollar. In our system of banking, I would say, okay, Steve, I gave you $1. How much could you lend out to your friends? And your natural reaction would be probably something less than $1 because I want to keep something in my pocket. The way our system works is if you as the bank are holding my dollar, you can lend out an additional $8 or $9. No, it's impossible. I only have $1, Jeffrey. We have something called fractionalized reserves, which is if you have 1, you can lend out 9. That's the way our system works. And so not only do world leaders not understand banking, but the man on the street, my father who worked in the park department.
Hold up. Let me listen to that. Let me digest that real quick. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something. He said, if you go to the bank and you give them $1, you invest $1 into their bank, they have a system in their bank to where you can pass out $9 more to your brothers. They'll give you $9 more to distribute to a brother as long as, oh my God. So if you give $1 million to the bank, it's gonna give you the option to get $9 million in the bank, out the bank, I'm sorry. So if you invest $1 million into their bank under the fractional reserve system, thank you, under the fractional reserve system, then you can pull out $9 million. I'm almost done, okay? What's up? Okay. All right, y'all, I gotta go.